Okay, so now that we have a public form to submit requests and we have the table with the requests, you can see that I have some example information on my screen. What we're going to do now is create the app itself. And this is how we're going to interact or see the data. And what we want here is a Kanban board with all the cards of the requests. And I also want a dashboard so I can see some relevant information, so indicators, charts, and so on. So what we're going to do now is create both of these app pages, and then later on we're going to adjust this into a single app with navigation, right? So to start building things, specifically the app pages, I'm going to click on this plus icon and click on new blank app. So this is kind of like the step we did for the super form, but now instead of a super form, we're going to create a Kanban board to see that information from the requests table, right? So I'm going to call this Kanban board. I'm going to give it an icon. So I don't know, a pin. Let's see. I think it's location actually. So there you go. Just a simple icon. And I can click here on Smart Kanban or here on the right panel. Let's click here, it's a little bit faster. So it already creates a Kanban board with some example information. So now, like I said before, each component, each app is pulling information from a table. And for this Kanban board, I wanted to pull information from the request database. And I'm going to select the field that is going to define the columns, right? And in this case, it's stage. There you go. So now it's already showing me the information, and here I can select the fields that are going to appear here on the cover of the record. So for example, I can see the amount and I can see category. I can rearrange them, and there are also some customization options here. For example, I can remove the add card button to a specific stage. I can disable the drag and drop, for example. Here, disable the drag and drop, then I cannot drag it anymore. So I'm going to disable it because I'm going to do this through automations later. I can change the card size. Here you go. Let's leave it at medium, and I can remove the field labels and icons. If you have just a few fields of information here, you don't need the title. For example, I can see that this is category and I can see that this is the amount, right? And I can also have conditional colors, right? So for example, if something is in the stage approved, I'm going to color it green. So you guys can see here. There you go. So let's create it. There are a few more options there, but you guys can check it a little bit later. So here's the Kanban board. That's basically all I need for now. You can see that I cannot drag it because I disabled this. So now I want a dashboard, and I'm going to do the same thing, just create a new blank app. And this is going to be the dashboard. For the icon, for the emoji of this app, I'm going to use the graph emoji. This one. And forgot to give it a color, so a second. There you go. And now I can choose what I need in this app, right? So I can have here charts, I can have indicators. For example, I could have an indicator of, let's search for indicator. I want to see how many new requests there are. So I want to see requests, and I want to see the number of records in there. And then I can add a filter because I only want to see new requests, so I only want to count the ones where the stage is new. And I can click on it, save, and there you go. There are 2 new requests. And I could also add a chart, a pie chart, for example. It's a little bit easier to set up. So here you go. So requests by category, and I can look at the request table, and then I can see by category and count the number of records or the total amount, right? I can change the value that I'm seeing here. So I'm going to change the amount. I'm going to click on save, and there you go. And this one is showing me all of the requests, even the ones that were approved or denied, because I didn't add any filters, right? So here's how you would create app pages, right? So for the next part, we're going to adjust the navigation, but we recommended that you create all the app pages beforehand. So all you have to do later on is just consolidate everything in a single app.